Okay, in the last video I just showed you how to create shaders and compile them and use it with Cocos. So this is the result from the last video. And I don't know why it is so slow. Okay, so we just overwritten these UFOs pixels in the fragment shader with adding a new vector with these values, so red, green and blue and the alpha. And okay, technically when you just don't want to manipulate or edit the vertices of this sprite, you can just create a fragment shader and you don't need a vertex shader. So to prove this, I'm just here in the init shaders init method. I'm just going to comment out this vertex shader initialization. So now the shader program will just create a fragment shader and use only just the fragment shader. Okay, so now we are using only the fragment shader, and the result is the same. We just overwritten the pixels of this UFO sprite. And why did I show you that you can use just the fragment shader and you don't need to specify the vertex shader if you don't want to manipulate the vertices? Is, let's say here, I have the same code, but now I'm loading also a TMX map. I just created a test2.0.2.tmx, a very simple TMX file, and here I'm commented out the vertex shader, but I'm going to comment it back just to show you that the problem now I'm having with this. So wait until it loads the TMX map, which should take about 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, finally it loaded. So now we have enabled the vertex shader, and the scrolling, as you see, now it's not as expected. So I'm just going to comment out the vertex shader and probably going to pause the recording. Okay, now I'm going to show you that I commented out the vertex shader and just using the fragment shader. Now it works as expected. I mean the scrolling, and also the fragment shader is applied to the pixels. And I have prepared here in Sublime some demos. What can you achieve with using shaders? And the first 3 programs are written in pyglet. So these first 3 programs don't use cocos2d. So first I'm going to run this one. Okay, so here with using shaders I'm just created a vignetting effect. So a white JPEG image is loaded as a background, and to this white image is applied a vignetting effect using the fragment shader. And also this UFO head is just moves so fast. To this UFO head in the vertex shader is applied the movement, and also to this spaceship also applied through the vertex shader this movement. So the next is demo is I just went to the internet and I just find a very interesting fragment shader, and I'm used it in my program, and it looks like so slow. So it prints out hello world using just the fragment shader. It was written in WebGL, so before I used it with Pyglet, I just needed to change some values or some variables inside the glsl, and this is also from the internet, which is also was written in WebGL, and I'm just going to show you where you can find some interesting fragment shaders. So it has these nice wavy effects. And this one uses cocos2d, and it will create a gradient shader. Okay, now this background is a cocos2d color layer, and in the fragment shader I'm overwriting its pixels so that it's a linear gradient. It starts from blue and it fades to this green, so it can be a nice background for a platformer game. So here in this file I just combined the gradient with the linear, the vignette with the linear gradient. So I'm going to show you this. So to the background two shaders are applied. One is this vignetting, and the second is this gradient from blue to this red, and to this ground just a pass-through shader is applied. So you can create some nice effects. But shader programming is, the syntax of the glsl language is not hard to learn. The syntax is very similar to the C language, but what hard is to learn all of these image processing algorithms and so on. So here is the fragment shader for this last scene I just showed you. I just written, and if you wanna code in glsl you need to prepare, because it's involves a lot of maths, especially in using linear algebra, so vectors, matrices and so on. And for some nice shader effects you can go to glslsandbox.com, and here is a very nice effect. It's just, as you see, a water simulation using glsl. And here is the full code. And let me show you something interesting. Yes, this one. So these effects are created using glsl. So if you learn all these algorithms and mathematics and so on, you will be able to do this kind of effects as well. So here you can find a code to this fragment shader, and what I did is I just copied all of these and changed it to work with Pyglet, because it uses glsl for WebGL. And also a nice place to find glsl shaders is Shader Hub, although when I last tried it, it didn't work, this side. So I'm hoping that in the future it will work again. But you can find also on YouTube some basic, and it does not work, unfortunately. So, and you can also find some introduction to glsl language on YouTube, so, or just search on Google glsl programming, you will find. And there's a guy on YouTube called Gaming Reverend, and he's covering glsl inside GameMaker Studio, which also uses glsl for its shader language. And I strongly recommend to go to his site, to his YouTube site, which is, as I said, Gaming Reverend. So Gaming Reverend. Gaming Reverend-Dev Corner, and he has some nice glsl programming tutorials inside GameMaker Studio. So I think that's all I wanted to show you in this video. So thanks for watching and have a nice day.